Hey, what is up everybody, and welcome back to my channel. So I've been wanting to make this video for a long time because this is a question I get asked a lot. Bella, are you competing, or why don't you compete? And before we get into that, first of all, I do want to say a disclaimer. Kudos to everybody who is competing, and my opinion should not take anything away from anybody. But before we get into why exactly I'm not competing, I do want to tell y'all a little story that almost made me compete and why I'm happy I did not went through with it. So I have always been asked from strangers, are you a competitor? Are you competing? And this has happened a lot to me throughout my fitness journey of me just going to the gym and working out. And as nice as that was, I always thought to myself, why do I keep getting this question? I thought to myself, wait a minute, do I have potential to actually compete? This was always in the back of my mind, but I never really had the confidence to really go through with it. It wasn't until it was time to go to the Olympia expo. And as soon as you know you're going to the Olympia, it is time to cut. I literally looked down on myself and I was like, girl, we need some work done here. So obviously I trained really hard up until the Olympia, and if anybody have been to the Olympia Expo before, you guys know how insane it is. So many people with so many well-trained bodies, and everybody literally looks so gorgeous. And you would think that you wouldn't really stand out, right? But no, the amount of times I got asked if I was competing. Never would I have thought that exact thought about myself. I even remember this as yesterday. This older guy came up to me asking if I was competing in the competition. Like, what? And I was like, no, definitely not. And in my head I was like, I know I've been training really hard, but like, come on, have you seen the freaking athletes? But the guy said he was like a competitor coach, and basically what he said is that he scouted me and definitely thought I had the frame for it and like the figure for it. Basically, to sum up, what he said is that he was sold on the idea of me competing. And obviously I said no, thank you, but thanks. Anyways, this encounter actually sparked a thought. I was like, wait a minute, I should actually give this a shot. So I reached out to one of my friends, and he already was also considering competing as well. Shortly after, we got in contact with a coach that took a look of both of our physiques, and he basically said, to my surprise, as everybody have already told me, that I didn't really have to do a whole lot other than just cut a little bit, and he nitpicked a few things to work on my upper body, but that was basically it. And I was like, cool, all right, we are really doing this right now. But then he also mentioned that a lot of people that he do train and that there is competing, like a lot of them were taking enhancements. And that alone doesn't have to mean what you all think that it means. I guess there's many ways and forms of enhancements, but just that word alone like really scared me away. In my head I was like, there's no way I'm going to do this now. But he also said that it wasn't really necessary for smaller competitions. I honestly don't know if I'm spilling some tea right now or if I'm even supposed to say this, but I don't really care. I'm just gonna keep it 100% real. Anyways, after that encounter, I was kind of like 50-50 if I even wanted to do it more. So I started doing more research and talking to more people and more women that have competed before. And this is what really made me not want to do it anymore. I talked to somebody whose name is going to remain anonymous, but she basically said that she had been competing a couple of times before, and although that she liked to be on stage, the mental struggle that comes with that, she said that was not worth it and would not recommend to compete. So to put in perspective, what she really said is that you gotta think about it this way. Once you get into a certain shape, you get into this unrealistic shape that looks freaking amazing, but it's not healthy for your body, nor is it retainable. And once you no longer have this shape of a body anymore, you are never really going to feel satisfied with the way you look. So that really threw me off, and I could definitely relate to that, because although I do have a past of being very skinny and I couldn't put on weight, I really enjoyed how my stomach looked at that time. And I know I still have abs and visible abdominals. It is not the same as I used to have, and I will always compare myself with that regardless of whatever I say to myself. So just having that struggle with myself and her saying that, I could really see myself getting into a bad place of state of mind. And obviously this probably don't happen to everybody. Not everybody probably feel this way, but me, knowing me, I did not wanting to put myself in that position. So as you can see, there's a lot of red flags. It is not for everybody. It takes a lot of hard work. It is a lot of the mental state of mind. But honestly, I don't want to shy you away from competing if you're considering competing at some point in your life. Also, me having this opinion doesn't make my future either. As much as I now don't want to compete, doesn't mean I might not consider it in the future. But this is just my opinion right now, and the reason why I don't want to compete right now at this moment in my life. Anyways, I do want to leave this video on a good note. I want to shout out everybody who's competing at the Olympia coming up for all of their hard work. I honestly look at these athletes and I'm so freaking impressed. I'm really interested to know your guys' opinion, so please share it down below. Also, before you guys leave, don't forget to follow me on Instagram. It is at Bella Rapik. And also, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you want to watch more videos like this, don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!